Okay, 3, 2, and 1. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Welcome back to Fictionally Unstable, because real life's not dramatic enough.
With your host, Jessica,
Maciel,
and Lauren.
All right, guys. Hello. Welcome back.
So today we're talking about Alice in Borderland, but specifically season 1 for this week.
Yes. Chatting about season 1. There's 3 seasons into the Alice in Borderland world. So with season 1, we'll go into the summary, obviously talk about our reviews, our ratings, and then we'll just go episode by episode. So if you haven't watched it, you don't need to now. You can just listen in. So with season 1, this is a Japanese original. No, it's based off a manga. But Netflix is the first one to turn it into anything, right?
There was, I don't know who made it, but there is like a short, limited animated version of this.
I would love to watch that.
I don't know how long it is. I think it's like a few, we call it like OVAs. But I think there's a few of those.
What does OVA stand for?
Don't remember.
Okay.
So going into the summary, pretty much it starts off with 3 friends. It's an aimless gamer named Arisu, and his friends Kurube and Chota are suddenly transported to a deserted parallel world known as the Borderlands. To survive and avoid death when their game visas expire, they're forced to play a series of deadly, mind-bending games. Along the way, Arisu and his allies, including the skilled climber Usagi, navigate the treacherous landscape, meet other survivors, and uncover clues about the mysterious force behind the games. This all takes place in Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah.
So season 1, let's just go straight into ratings. We rate series out of 10. So just 1 out of 10.
9.
Okay.
No elaboration.
No. I mean, okay, so I'm giving it a 9 because I think right away I was already compelled with this. Like going into watching this, I knew that there was a manga about it, but I never read it. I never, knew anything about it. So going into it blind, I was already really compelled with the story, and the characters and the games. So it had me hooked kind of right away. So that's why I think it's very like Squid Games-esque, but to me it's like much better.
But it came first.
And it came first. Yeah.
Lauren?
I gave it an 8. I told you guys that I had started this originally like 2 years ago, maybe. I started the first season. As soon as his friends died, I stopped watching. I don't know why. I just was like, I don't really feel like watching this anymore. Then when I rewatched it, I really did like it. But yeah, I would say season 1 was my second favorite of the season. So I give it an 8.
I gave it a 10. This is probably one of my favorite deadly game world, because we have a lot of those like types of shows. Yeah, dystopian.
Yeah.
Out right now, that when I watched it many years ago, I was hooked right away. Gave me all the feels. They explained the game so well too. Even though in season 2 they were also descriptive, they just gave you a bit more in season 1. And yeah, I guess you could say blown away from the very first time I watched it, even the second round, watching it through where I could take my notes. I was still very compelled watching it. So yeah. 10 for me. Cool. Okay, so let's just start with the very first episode. Each season, besides season 3, is 8 episodes long. So we'll just go episode by episode because there's a lot of details in each episode. But we start off with episode 1. So this is where we meet the main protagonist. His name is Arisu. He's in his bedroom playing a first-person shooting game. Something to take note is as they're panning his room, you notice that there's a lot of books about geometry and there's also a lot of video games in his room. So he's very smart. He's very intellectually smart, but then he's also a gamer. So putting the two together, you know that he's going to be someone that's going to help you survive as best to his ability. You also have to put in the work, but to the best of his ability, you know that he's going to be surviving most of these games. His brother comes in and his brother was trying to set him up with a job interview and he finds out that he doesn't attend it. And he calls him a parasite. We find out that his mother had passed away. So I'm pretty sure he's kind of like a, what do they call that? He's just rotting away in his room, grieving for his mom and not, showing up to his to his full potential like his brother and his father want him to. And pretty much the only people that really have his back are his two best friends. He's definitely the black sheep of his family. So,
and he comes from a pretty wealthy family. Like you can tell he comes from like his father seems like he has like money and is somewhat prestigious.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So next scene, we come across his first friend. It's Karube. He is a friend that works at the neighborhood bar. We come into his scene where he's making out with, apparently it's the boss's girlfriend. And he starts getting his ass kicked. But then he's fighting back. So, he's the little,
like rebellious.
He's like a fighter.
Yeah. The fighter, the womanizer. That friend. And then we also meet Chota, who is, I guess, exchanging money for somebody else, but he works a corporate job.
Yeah.
But that's like the first scene. They're outside of a bank or something like that.
So he's taking out money for his mother.
Oh, that was his mom.
Yes.
That I didn't pay attention
to. And I think it's for, you figure out later, but it might as well just happen now, but his mother's in a cult. And so she's asking him for money.
Yeah, no idea. Okay.
Yeah, because you'll see like before he dies, we'll talk about it more.
Oh, that's right. The whole praying thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think he's like, she's like asking him for money for like cult offerings or whatever she needs to do to spread the gospel or whatever.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So after we see, there are three little scenes, we see that it's time for Arisu. He's like, all right, his brother won't get off his ass. So he's like, all right, well, I'm just going to leave. So they start they're texting in their little group chat. Hey, let's go meet up in Shibuya, near Shibuya Station or the crosswalk. And they all end up meeting in the middle of the city. They're, having their chit chats, talking about life, talking about work. Arisu obviously does not work. He's the only one that doesn't work out of the three. And then we have where they finally do the crosswalk. It's on for the pedestrians to walk through. So Karube puts Arisu on his shoulders. They head out to the Shibuya crossing. And we know that they understand that he's kind of in a grieving state.
Yeah, he's in a bad spot mentally.
Right. And they're trying to have him be more lively and like they want him to
cheer him up,
move forward with his life, that he has more to live for. They're trying to help him live his life to help him settle his grief.
Yeah.
So they get stuck in the middle of traffic. Obviously, crosswalk is done. And he's, in his little La La Land world, not realizing that all of a sudden the cars are trying to pass again. So then they have to run across. They come across some police officers. So they run into the Shibuya station and hide in a bathroom stall. And that's where everything basically starts.
Yeah. As they're, I guess, running, they see fireworks. Or at least I think Chota does. But they see fireworks in the distance.
Yeah. Yes.
Buildings. Yeah.
Once they're in the bathroom stall, all of a sudden, all the lights go dark and then everything is quiet, like they're the only ones left in the city. So that's strange. They get out of the station. They start searching the city. There is no other living being around. Chota and Arisu start making jokes about free liberty that they have no one. Wait, what did I put? About the free liberty they have that no one is around. And then they start cracking about, are you guys okay? I guess it's Karube. He's like, are you guys okay with being virgins forever?
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
And he's like, are there any virgins around?
Yeah. And as they have some time passes, and then finally they're in the middle of the city in one of the buildings, like a screen projector thing lights up and it says, welcome players, the game is about to start, and points them to an arena. Again, we're all very confused at what is going on. So they end up walking to a building. I don't know which building it is. It's just some random
it looks like just like an office
building.
Yeah.
They walk there, and then we notice that once they pass a specific point in the entrance, there's like
You can't
Scanners,
go
laser.
backwards.
yeah,
you're
scanner laser
entering.
things. They enter in, and that signs them up for the game. They realize that they can't leave or they're going to be zapped with the laser from the sky, and they get killed automatically. They realize this test when this girl comes in. There's one girl that comes in first. She doesn't understand what's going on, and she's like, okay, well, I'm just going to leave. She leaves, and then she fucking gets killed. And then this is where they meet Shibuki? Is that her name? Yeah. So they find two women who become other players. First game that we come across is called Dead or Alive. The difficulty level is a 3 of clubs, and there's 5 contestants total. So the rule is... Okay, sorry. I feel like I'm talking in circles. Okay, so we come across our first game. So the rule to Dead or Alive is to select the correct door with within a specific time frame and leave the building within the time limit. Each room, they start getting cut off. Time starts getting cut off. So the first room that they're in, they have 2 minutes to pass. They have to pick a door. They either pick the alive door or the dead door. And so that's kind of the whole point of the game. It's really
Like a guessing game,
Yeah.
essentially.
not for Arisu
Until
apparently.
Arisu, yeah.
But it's almost like a game of luck, you would think. So, sorry, looking at my notes really quick. They get into so it's Arisu, Karube, Chota, Shibuki, and this other chick.
I call her a schoolgirl.
Schoolgirl.
She's like wearing a schoolgirl uniform.
Perfect. They end up in the first room, so they're trying to realize, hey, which one do we pick? Do we pick dead or alive? For her, I think she automatically picks alive.
Yeah.
And automatically she gets zapped. So then they're like,
Well, it's not that door.
Okay, well, it's not that door, so we need to go through the fucking other door. We go through dead. So from there, the next round, they get cut 10 seconds for every single round. So the next round, it's 1:50 seconds. He goes up to the die door, but he can't do it. So Karube is like, you know what? I'm going to take my turn. He, meaning Arisu. Karube is like, all right, well, we should just take turns picking a door.
Yeah.
So he takes his turn, opens the alive door. They're good to go there. Next round, 1:40 seconds. Karube.
Sorry, can I add in a note?
Yes,
really
you
quick?
can.
Important to note that within the time limit that they are trying to get out into the next room, smoke is coming up through the floor. If they don't choose a door in time, they pretty much explode, burn.
Yeah,
in
they
the
become
room.
skewers, basically. Yeah. And to give you an idea of what the game looks like, just think like a big square with little squares in it. So there might be 16 rooms, I think there was.
Maybe, 4, maybe?
Something like that, yeah. And so then the next room, Karube tries to force the other girl that explains to them, which is Shibuki. When she first meets them in front of the elevator, she lets them know that they can't just leave. That once, letting them know you've already signed up for the game. You have to play the game to survive. If you don't clear the game, you die. If you try to leave, you die. So they're all like, what the fuck is this girl talking about? But she's all cool, calm, collected. So they're like, cool, we'll run with it. So Karube tries to force her to open the door. And then when she can't, he tries to talk to Arisu into solving the puzzle. Arisu's like freaking out. He's like, what is this? This is a game of luck, this and that. And he's like, you are the smartest person I know. You play video games all the time, super intellectual. That's why I bring it back to the first scene where they're showing his room. The guy loves puzzles. He loves math.
He's good at geometry. He's good at
So
deduction.
it makes sense why he can actually process and really critically think of how to figure out these games. So with that, he starts thinking back to a map that he looked at before they entered.
Like the emergency exit map that was outside of the
Yes,
elevator.
the emergency exit map that they saw going into the elevator. And he's like, I need a paper. I need a pen. And he's like on the floor looking like fucking psycho.
I think he also uses the car that was parked out front to determine how large the building is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how
right.
many cars it would like be across on the building to
Right.
gauge how big the rooms are and how many rooms would be in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And playing video games, I mean, helps being observant of your surroundings. Helps them out.
Girl, that would have flew over my head.
I'd be like,
been
well,
like,
everything you thought of
I passed geometry, but
over my
I don't
head.
know how. Because I hate that subject. Anyways, so he ends up basically drawing a diagram of how to select the doors, which way it's going to lead them to the emergency exit. So he figures out that they're in a maze. He had 10 seconds I keep repeating this, sorry, it's just because my notes. 10 seconds, we understand, is cut off of each round. So he is finally able to get them out. But when they're in the last room, because they need to figure out which one leads to the exit hallway and which one doesn't, he notices that they like kind of made not a full circle, but close enough to where they were next to the first room that they were in, and
Which
Shota,
the schoolgirl died.
Where the schoolgirl died, and Shota was in there filming. So
Just a little map of it.
Hey, let's go map.
Yeah.
You can put the map in the video.
So
Right
here's the
up
map
there somewhere.
when it gets placed in. So he uses the video that Shota films to help identify which one is the exact exit door. And he does it just in the nick of time where the fire explodes. Shota gets his leg caught on fire. But they all survive, all four of them. And then we find out that anybody that clears a stage receives a certain amount of days to their visa. So they receive 3 days for their visa before it expires. And we find out as well that once your visa ends, or if you no longer want to play, you get zapped and you die, because they find this guy in the alleyway walking towards them.
Yeah.
He was looking for the next game. He mentions, I have no more days left on my visa. And then he just fucking dies in front of them.
Yeah.
So that is episode 1. Yeah, Dead or Alive.
Right away, episode 1.
Absolutely.
I was like, what the fuck
But
is
I
going
was
on?
like,
Episode 2.
What is going on? Yeah. Okay, so going straight into episode 2, we meet Yuzuha, who is Usagi. She is the...
Usagi means rabbit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And Arisu is...
Means Alice, which I just found that out.
Yeah. Arisu is
I don't know that either.
I literally...
It's literally just a Japanese pronunciation of
Yeah.
Alice.
I saw it because after I was looking up stuff about season 3, they were like, about the Alice thing. They were like, Arisu is literally just Alice translated. And I was like, is it really? And so I put it in Google Translator. I was like, well, damn.
Wow.
And
It's
Usagi
right in
is
your fucking face.
rabbit. Yeah.
They're all going by their last name, though, no?
Usagi is her last name. Yeah. I think Arisu is...
Because his dad calls him something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is his last name. That was also something I saw that people were like, why do, after they get married, why does he still call her Usagi and not by her first name?
Oh,
Which I didn't realize it's not her first name.
yeah.
I only realized it wasn't her first name because, well, with the captions,
Yeah.
it says Yuzuha is talking to her dad.
Yeah.
And then everybody else calls her Usagi. So I was
Yeah.
like, her name is Yuzuha.
Yeah.
And then, of course, with the articles and stuff, they talk about her dad, Usagi.
Yeah.
So she is the main female protagonist. This girl with a nice little pixie haircut. And she is a she is a professional rock climber, basically, with her dad. So she has a vision where she's rock climbing with her father, looks out to the open and says, "It's okay, Dad, I'm going to survive." What does that mean? Who fucking knows? Probably I'm going to survive in the Borderlands, I guess, because it's a vision. So that is our first scene with her. Don't know much else until later on. We're back with the three friends, and we find out that Chota did get injured. His leg was severely burned, so he's out for a couple days to rest.
Yeah.
We start finding out a little bit of a backstory for each new character that comes into play. So with Shibuki, she worked in the corporate world, and we find out that she was having an affair with her boss. And after she does her little sexy time with her boss, she goes into the shower, and then that's how she gets transported into Borderland.
Yeah. She was having sexual relations with him to get promoted, pretty much.
Yeah. Which she uses that throughout, the next two episodes.
Well, yeah, she uses her, I guess, what do you call it?
She utilizes her body
Womanly
for
charm.
ways,
Yeah.
for gain. Arisu finally becomes aware that they are in a game simulation, and he's like, okay, well, there needs to be a game master that is handling all of this. So his goal is to find out who this game master is. We immediately get into the second game. The second game is at the
Apartment complex.
yes.
Tag.
I wrote the name of it, but I don't think I can pronounce it right.
Let me see.
It's this one.
Toe Sendagaya apartment.
Okay, well, that is the apartment. Why does it matter? I don't know. They just showed the name, so I wrote everything down. And at this game, they have 13 participants. So this is going to be a game of tag. So game 2, difficulty level is going to be 5 of spades.
Sorry, just to add, only Arisu and Karube entered this game. Chota and Shibuki did not go into this game.
Yeah. Yeah. Chota, because of his leg injury, and Shibuki was like, I'll just stay behind with him, where she tries to use her womanly charm on him.
Yes, we'll talk about that.
Excuse me. So
I did not like her. Okay.
no,
Not at all.
I didn't like her
Either.
She was useless.
Yeah. So we get to this apartment, level 5 of spades. It is a tag game. And the whole point is to avoid who's it. They have to find a symbol that is hidden in one of the rooms of this big ass fucking complex within 20 minutes. If they do not reach the hidden symbol, there's a bomb hidden in the building and it will explode after the timer, killing all of them. So this is where we start learning the different symbols for the cards mean different, they kind of know what they're going to be up against.
Right.
So if it's a spades card, it's going to be a physical game. If it's clubs, it's going to be a team battle. If it's diamonds, it's about your wit. And then if it's hearts, it's pretty much, they classify it as, it's a game that plays with your hearts, but it also tears you apart.
It's a game of psychology. So there's like trust, betrayal, things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And a higher number means a harder difficulty.
Yep. So they start tag. We find out that the person that is it, the seeker, is a man in a horse mask with a fucking
Machine gun.
Machine gun.
Pretty much. Yeah.
If you get in his way, you're fucking dying. So we do note that he has a difficult time seeing through the mask, though. So if you're standing at a certain point,
He can't really
he
see.
can't really see you. So
Yeah.
pretty much just don't be on the same level as him.
Mm-hmm.
Basically it. So as they begin tag, they're running for their lives. They're searching rooms, and then people are just getting shot down. And if you die, you die. That's it. That is your true game over. Not flashback. Next scene goes to Shibuki and Chota.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where she starts utilizing her womanly charm on him. I don't really remember the type of conversation they were having. Was this where he was explaining his mom's situation?
I just put that like Chota starts to open up to her for some reason. Whatever, I guess because she's a woman, I guess.
And what did she say she lied to him? What did she say happened to her? She didn't tell him about her affair, but I forgot. Yeah,
business trip or something. I don't remember.
To me, it was just a scene of their bonding now. He was a virgin, and now he's like, "Oh, a woman's paying attention to me."
Yeah.
It's like, where the virgins at?
Yeah.
So she starts making out with him.
She's
She's undressing herself. She's trying to have sex with him. She says she trusts him more than Arisu and Karube, and obviously this is her utilizing her scheme, so that way, hopefully later down, she has his loyalty to help herself survive. We clocked it like right away. I was like, girl, okay.
She picked the weakest one, literally.
This is also like while he's pretty much about to get laid.
Yep.
He has a flashback to when he was little. So that little flashback was when he was a kid and his mother took him to the cult. And the person she was talking to is the leader, right? And they take her, she's like, I'm ready. And so he takes her to the room and he follows her and he sees her starting to undress herself. So she's like giving her body to the cult leader.
Person.
Yeah. So yeah.
So he got mommy issues and
for sure.
Yep.
We also meet Chishia, who is like the platinum blonde.
Yes.
He becomes important later, but he's very much just kind of observing.
Yeah.
What's happening.
So key players in tag, that become key players later on, is Chishia and Aguni.
Yeah.
Aguni is a military head who, I mean, you kind of can already tell he's wearing the camel pants, you know.
You can tell he's with like special ops or something.
Yeah. So we're back at the games. And this is where they start realizing, again, the horse mask, he has a disadvantage with the mask. So depending on where they're standing, they can flee from him. This is also where Arisu meets Usagi, because she is also in this game.
Yeah.
This girl is parkouring fucking the whole complex. She is the only one that has the most advantage. She's like, I'm sorry, girl, as he's shooting. She just fucking throws herself off the balcony, and then everybody else gets killed. I mean, why not, you know?
Arisu also rescues Tata, who becomes important.
Oh, right. I forgot he's in this game as well.
Yeah.
So Chishia puts himself at like the highest level of the apartment complex, and he's just chilling.
Hanging out.
He's just watching.
I love him.
Very observant. Yeah.
He knows his skill. His skill is like...
Adrian said he looks like, he always referred to him as the little elf guy. Like he looks like a little elf.
Yeah. And then you have Arisu is trying to make sure that nobody gets left behind. So obviously where Tata is like, he's getting shot at from the horseman is at a higher level, sees him sitting, so he tries to shoot at him, and he like won't move. So Arisu's like, okay, well, I'm gonna fucking get into the gunfire and pull you out to help you because you won't move, which is super annoying that he keeps doing that, but he's very selfless, so, you know, love a character that is that. And so then we come across Aguni where he partners up with Karube, and he's like, hey, we need to try and take down the horse mask. while Arisu and Usagi look for the symbol.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, we need to start working in teams now because we have a time limit and we're all going to die.
Yeah.
As Arisu, Usagi, and even Shishiya, which nobody even talked to him, but he's just around. They end up finding the room that the symbol is supposed to be hidden in. And the reason why this clocks in Arisu's head is because he's like, he has that moment where he's just like, everything's going around him and he just stops. It reminds me of That's So Raven.
Oh, it reminded me of, what is it, Jimmy Neutron? Where he's like, brain blast.
Yeah. So he's sitting there and he's like, think. He's like, where could the symbol be? And he finds out that where Tata was, where he saved Tata, the horseman was shooting pretty much at the door. So he's trying to make sure that nobody opens a specific door.
Mm-hmm.
So they get in. This is where Chishiya was like, oh my gosh, you realize that too? Like he's just like
me
walking.
too, but I was just hanging out.
Yeah. So when they get in, we find out that there is another seeker. And this one is wearing a horse head too?
I think they're all wearing horse
are.
heads.
Yeah,
masks.
but there's more than one seeker that we find out. What else? Aguni and Karube are trying to use their forces to like
take down one of them.
Karube
gets stabbed, I know.
Mm-hmm.
But he ends up okay. But he gets stabbed with a knife.
They use like a fire hydrant type of ordeal. They're like, you pretty much can't do anything when you don't have a gun. So we have to, play it smart.
Right.
We have to use somebody as bait. And Aguni utilizes what looks like his friend.
Yeah, it's Jin is the other person that they team up with, and he's the one that ends up dying.
Yeah.
Because of it.
He's like, all right, guys, I brought him here. Come get him. And then Aguni's like silent. And then he fucking dies.
And then we finally get to the part where they find the symbol. It's 2 stop buttons on each side of the wall. Obviously, it's going to need 2 people. So, of course, Arisu and Usagi, while Chishiya just watches, they go and they click the button, stop the timer at 1 second left. And the episode ends with Karube finding a radio on one of the fallen players, and someone is telling them to get back to the beach. However, we find out that the Seekers are also players because they had the necklaces.
The exploding collars.
Yeah. Yeah, not a necklace. The fuck, a collar.
Not as nice as a necklace.
Right, and because they didn't clear their mission, they die.
So basically, everyone is a player. Nobody is.
Nobody's just planted
the
there
head
to
of
be
the game.
planted.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Everyone's pretty much forced to do something.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we're there. We're down 2 games. End of episode 1. Episode 2. Fuck.
2. Let me know if you need a break.
All right. Moving on. Episode 3. We start off with Shibuki, Miss Girl. We already know you slept your way up the corporate ladder. You were fucking lying. I forgot what the lie was, but you lied. You slept your way up the corporate ladder. You were sleeping with your boss, Miss Girl. That's just what it is. You're that type of girl. So they receive extra days on their visa, Karube and Arisu. However, Chota and Shibuki are left with only 1 day left on their visa, so they are forced to play another game. And Chota's still technically injured.
Yeah.
So right away, they come across Game 3. Before I talk about Game 3, because this is going to be essential for Season 3, Arisu talks to Shibuki about her first game, or whatever, because she mentioned that she's the only one that survived out of her first game. And that, however she explains it to him, is what helps him survive that train one. I saw a connection there.
Do you remember what game it was?
The train.
What game she played?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
But they said that that's how he survives the train game, apparently.
Also, one thing that happens before they go into the game is that we see Chishiya finding he takes like a paper off of one of the dead like horse people. And it's like a bunch of lines scribbled on it. So you see like a circle and there's a bunch of lines and there's like a...
Oh, right.
Yes. Which becomes important later. But just remember that.
It looked like a
It looked like
mitochondria.
yeah. Biology thing.
Now I'm curious to know what Shibuki's first game, because I can't
Because
remember.
I have, let me look.
I was like, oh, this is not important. I don't like her.
This wiki has like literally all of the games, even the ones that weren't shown.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, let me see if I can find it.
Has all the games. Oh, I'm assuming they read the manga.
Yeah.
How did they know?
This whole thing compares the manga as well, and like what was with it and what wasn't. Let me just see if I can find it. 6 of Diamonds.
I will say episode 3 was the saddest episode for me.
So I stopped watching because I was like, "Fuck this! His friends are dead."
It was pretty sad. Because I was like, oh, I don't like this bitch.
Game of Hearts. No. She won. The rest of the players were killed.
Already, when she showed up on screen, I said, "I got to make a decision. Am I gonna like you? Not like you?" I was like, "I don't think I'm gonna like you."
Yeah.
I don't like that you're not taking one for the fucking team, girl. You all gonna die. So
That part,
open a fucking door.
She was just like, she was just trying to
manipulate them.
Yeah, she was trying to manipulate them, but she was also just trying to, at the same time, like fade in the background. Like she wasn't gonna put in any effort. She was just gonna tag along and survive that way.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, okay.
So the Reddit, it says, it was the 2 of Hearts. So it says, we know that Shibuki's first game she played before meeting the lads. She was the only survivor. In episode 3, we see the 4 characters enter into a game of hearts, which we are told means a game of betrayal. Straight away, Shibuki is off trying to save herself. 2 of Hearts. Let me look at it really quick. 2 of Hearts.
2 of Hearts wouldn't be the train one.
2 of Hearts.
Gotta be
is a game that takes place at the train yard. Okay.
Nope.
Only one player is allowed to board each train. Each train consists of 4 carriages. One of the 4 rooms is filled with a lethal poison gas. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's literally the
Same thing.
season 3 game.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But it's a little different because
there is a vase of flowers in each carriage. In safe rooms, the flowers are blooming. In the room, the flowers are wilted and dead. The carriage, which contains the poison, is players should enter the first carriage without an oxygen tank, as the survival rate gradually decreases over time, but is highest in the first carriage. Yeah.
So it's pretty much, the game is just recycled.
Yeah, it's the same game.
Okay, gotcha.
But she explains they're having a conversation. She explains to him what her game was, even though we didn't get as many details, but that's how he survives. He knows how to survive in season 3. Anyways, okay. So we are now at game 3, which is in the Botanical Gardens. Game 3 is a hide and seek game. It is a 7 of Hearts difficulty level. It is said, the game rules, that one player is the wolf and the other 3 are lambs, because it's only them 4 that go in.
Yeah.
They have 15 minutes, and the player that is ending as the wolf survives.
Yeah.
They tell the lambs to make sure that they go and hide, I guess. But it's so funny because when it's explaining the rules, I was like, why would they go run and hide? Like, it tries to trick you, right? Of course.
To make you think that you want to be.
Right, but then they said whoever's the wolf clears the game. And they're all like trying not to become the wolf in the first part. So anyways, starts off with Chota, I think, is the one that's selected to be the wolf. And then he looks at Arisu. Arisu becomes a wolf. So they now understand that when they lock eyes, they transfer the wolf icon to each other. And it becomes a bloodbath. So specifically with Shibuki and Karube, they start getting at each other, trying to kill each other to have an advantage. Arisu is like trying to figure out how to get the collars off of everybody.
Yeah.
And Shota's just like, guys, we need to be friends. So there's that.
He's like, let's work together.
when Arisu tries to get the two of them to stop fighting, they one of them locks eyes with him, and then he ends up becoming the wolf. So of course they have no mercy and they try to go after him. So this whole thing is, like we said, hide and seek, but it's almost like tag two in a way.
Yeah.
So when they find out that they start looking at the clues a little bit more. So we keep having flashbacks at what the rules are. They realize that the wolf is the one that's going, like the wolf is the one that should be hiding, not the lambs. And the wolf is the sole survivor. So you want to stay the wolf. However, Arisu doesn't want it, but he's also hiding from them.
He's hiding from them, but then comes to the realization that, like, because he was about to basically sacrifice himself.
Yes.
But realizes that, like, I'd rather my friends live.
I think he was, like, hiding. Well, number one, he was overwhelmed. So he's, like, hiding at first, but I think also he's, like, trying to stay the wolf until he can figure out if there's a way to save everybody.
Because clearly
so that everybody stops fighting.
Yeah, clearly Karube was on the attack side. So he wasn't like reasoning with him.
Yeah. So there's a part where Chota buys him time to survive because he stops Shibuki. She's super fucking pissed off because she slept with him. And that's where she's like, she thought she
You're
bought
supposed
his
to be on
loyalty.
my side. Like,
and he's like, hello, this is my best friend forever and ever and ever. The fuck? He probably was like, your thing wasn't even that good.
She's like, but we could die together.
So Arisu hides in this like little cave thing. And he has all of these tools with him because he's trying to figure out how to remove the headset as well as the collar.
But he gets scared.
Yeah, because he remembers the lady from the tag game who was one of the seekers. She had the same collar on and it exploded. So he's like, oh shit, if I try to mess with this, it's going to fuck me up. Then we have some flashbacks of Arisu's life. So his first name is Ryohei.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down.
Ryohei.
To his father. The flashback is his dad and his brother are at the kitchen table eating, and he's just gaming away on his phone. Reminds me of Lance so much that he's always on his phone, just playing games, on his couch. And his father and his brother are really just sitting there talking shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, y'all
like right in front of him.
Yeah. They call him a disappointment. And Arisu's just used to it. He's like, whatever, it is what it is. But then you see Karube and Chota like pop up in his window and trying to make him laugh and things like that. And this is where his friends are telling him, we want you to survive. We want you to live your life. They finally come to the realization that like, we don't want it anymore. We're going to help him survive. And he's dealing with that decision. He doesn't want them to make that decision. So finally, he knows that his best friends are what mean the most to him. So he tells them that he will quit the game so that they can survive. And so when he tries to go back through the garden to look for them, they all start hiding from him.
Yeah.
And then
now it's reversed. Now the lambs are actually.
Yeah. Oh, well, Chota and Karube are quiet. And he has Shibuki's mouth. He's like, he's dragging her ass everywhere.
Yeah.
So he's like walking through the areas that they all were, and he's like dragging her, and he's like, shut the fuck up. But she also comes to an understanding too of like who they are deep down in their hearts, because then she accepts her fate.
Yeah.
She knows that she's the last fucking person that they're gonna choose to survive.
Yeah.
And then it'll say too that when they have those little flashbacks to the rules of the game, the rules had said hide so that the wolf won't find them, and then it says hide well, lamb. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
So the boys sacrifice themselves so that Arisu can live. The timer runs out, and Arisu watches specifically. So at the last few seconds, he's like yelling Karube, Chota, like he's consistently yelling for their names. And then he sees Karube behind him. He's like, hey, I'm behind you, but he won't make eye contact with him. He's doing his last smoke. And then the timer goes off and his head explodes from the neck collar.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that's the saddest episode because he just watched his best friend die.
Yeah.
It's not that
literally in front of him.
that part. Yeah, it's not that his friend died and he's like sad about it. It's like he just watched his best friend die.
Yeah, that would fuck me up.
And sacrifice himself for him.
Yeah.
Which is like guilt on top of guilt.
Right. Obviously, it's going to make him think like, why me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, why am I worthy to be
Which
the one
it does
to go
propel
on?
him through the rest of the fucking
sure.
seasons to not waste their sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But it also shows him too that people like his brother and his dad are just assholes, right? Like I said, they treat him like he's a piece of shit, basically.
Like he's a parasite.
Yeah, and his friends actually do care a lot about him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we don't know what his life was like when his mother was still alive, but just knowing that, what did we always say? Like, family runs is more than just blood. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming because they talked about him dropping out of school. So I assume he dropped out of school after his mother passed.
Yeah.
So he didn't even finish high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it say how long it had been since his mother had passed?
I don't think so. But I'm assuming, I was thinking maybe a couple of years.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. I cried a lot in this episode. The very first time I watched it, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That was really, really
Me
sad.
too.
I didn't care about her though.
No, I was like,
No.
whatever. I was like, that's what you get.
yeah,
Yeah, she was just an accessory. She
Yeah.
was just an extra player.
exactly. So, moving on, episode 4. Arisu is in a state of shock, depression, out in the streets, homeless looking. Just
He's
you
pretty
would
much-
think he was dead
Yeah.
if he.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
He's pretty much in a catatonic state, and he's
Yes.
just lying on the floor in the middle of the street.
So
He doesn't have anything
Sagi
there to
finds him in the streets. He's depressed, obviously, from the game, and he's right outside of the arena, I think. And he's all alone. So we have another flashback of Usagi with her dad. They're climbing mountains together. We find out that he ends up going on his own climbing trip and supposedly goes missing. And there's reports that he committed suicide because apparently he lied about some type of climb
I guess,
that
like,
he didn't do.
Mount Everest without an oxygen tank or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're saying that he was a liar.
And it
And
was
there were
all over
paparazzi
the...
outside of their house the whole time, calling him a liar.
And I'm
telling a
like, who
true
actually
story.
cares about this?
I'm like,
That-
if it's not true, it's not true. Oh well.
Oh,
People
well.
just being fucking nosy for what?
I'd be like, if you scaled Mount Everest, whether it was with or without an oxygen tank, that's pretty impressive.
So Usagi takes him in, Arisu.
Mm-hmm.
She helps feed him. She wants to help him continue on living. Lets him know that from his efforts from the tag game, that's what helped save her. And so she wants to repay him. So there's pretty much that. And she's like housing herself in some garage looking shit. Okay, we run into game 4. See, I like how it's quick. It's just every episode, new game.
And then you get the other seasons. It's like games throughout the whole
Yeah.
season.
So game 4, this fucking game pissed me off.
Because it was so obvious, but not.
But not, yeah. So game 4 is called Distance. It is held inside a tunnel, like a freeway tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And you start off, you enter the game going onto a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Difficulty is 4 of clubs.
4 of clubs, and there are 5 total participants. So it's Usagi, Arisu, and then 3 guys that pretty much are like they created their own team because they've survived every game together.
Mm-hmm.
They have to endure the trial while striving for the goal within the limit of 120 minutes. So they have 2 hours. What do they have to do? We don't know. We just think that they need to reach a certain distance.
A goal.
Yeah. There's a guy on the bus that has a hurt ankle. And so he lets them know, like, listen, if we have to go a distance, I'm just going to hold you guys back. So it is what it is. I will figure out a way to survive. Just go. So he stays behind. And they all start running. He was the smartest
no
one.
knows. Nobody knows.
It's like a fucking marathon that they're over here running. So when they make it to 6,000 feet, they come across I'm missing something for.
After 5,000 feet.
Where's the water?
That is the replenishment station containing water bottles.
At 5,000.
Yes. However, it's unclear if they're safe or poison.
Right. So the only person that brought water was Usagi because she's the smart one.
She's
a survival person.
Yeah. So she helps share, her refreshment with them. And then they keep running. They get to 6,000 feet, and this is where they come across a Black Panther that just starts fucking chasing them. And then one of the guys that was originally from the 3 on the bus, he gets eaten. And then the Panther goes to sleep.
Yep.
He's
just
like,
wanted one.
I'm done.
Yeah, I just needed a meal.
Random.
Literally, because they walk past it multiple times and it's just laying down.
Literally, when RC runs past it, fucking huffing and puffing, he's just like sleeping.
Yeah. And we have a good scene of, Miss Girl parkouring on all these fucking cars. As always. Then we make it to 8,000 feet. This is where they find a motorcycle. They find out that the motorcycle is filled with diesel gas that will help turn on the bus, pretty much. Arisu knows that there's something, because they don't have technically electricity.
Yeah.
So what is the connection that he makes again? That he's like, oh, I can turn on the bus because of something.
Yeah, it's not powered by, what did Chota say? Chota said that anything with IC chips don't work, but all electronic devices do. And I guess maybe this bus just...
Vehicles such as diesel-operated buses are non-digital machines and still operate in the Borderlands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they're like, okay, well, motorcycle that has diesel gas, we can put the gas in the bus, obviously, because it's out of gas, and we can help save Takumi. That is the guy that hurt his ankle. That's his name. So Arisu, 8,000 fucking feet away 8,000 feet away from this bus,
that shit.
decides to run the damn motorcycle back 8,000 feet.
I would have keeled over and died from that much fucking running.
And he has 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
Mind you, to get back to this fucking bus. His goal is, he doesn't want to leave anybody behind. Again, selfless man. So he wants to get all the way to the bus, then bring the bus back
and pick them up.
And pick the rest of them up. And he tells Usagi and the other guy to just head to the exit.
Yeah.
Or to the end, whatever the end may be. So they end up at the end, which is it's just
a blocked wall.
Yeah, it's a blocked wall. There's nothing there. So they're just chilling. They talk to Sagi's talking with the guy. He's showing her a picture of his family. It's his wife and baby, something like that. And then all of a sudden they start hearing noises. The timer's going down and they're like, what is that? They get up and then there's a fucking flood.
Yeah.
So now they got to run back the 10,000 fucking feet that they ran.
He's like, I literally can't run anymore.
There ain't no way you're outrunning this fucking water.
Oh, absolutely not.
Sagi is with her parkour.
Okay. Well,
survival skills 101.
Yo.
They made it back to where the cars and the Panthers were pretty fast.
Yeah.
I mean, for how long it took them to get there initially.
They only needed 4,000 feet to get to the car.
Yeah, only. As there's a fucking tsunami happening.
Basically, the end was 10,000 feet. So, yeah, as a tsunami's coming after them, they're outrunning this fucking tsunami. And what pisses me off so much is because it's unrealistic that they're running from this water. is they're staring at it. And they see the little nails, you know, like pew, pew, pew. And they're like, what's going on? Let's just go for a jog before
like, what possibly could happen?
Come on.
Put 2 and 2 together.
So they end up running back the way they came.
Listen, Usagi provides the physical aspect. Arisu is the brains of their dynamics.
Yes.
Yeah, Usagi will put in work.
Yeah. So flood breaks through. They have to run back to the bus anyways. We find out that the bus was the goal that they were supposed to be meeting at the whole time. And Arisu at the same time is driving this fucking bus. They're running. They're meeting. And he reaches out. And he's like, always, Usagi, Arisu.
Every time.
Every time. And then she jumps, parkour, they catch hands, and then the flood hits the fucking bus.
And they roll over in the bus.
They roll over in the bus. But they win.
Mm-hmm.
No, the friend dies.
Well, the guy that the other Usagi
friend
was with.
Wait, how did he die? Because he just got hit by the water?
He fell down and then he just couldn't make it.
Oh, that's right. So there's only 3 winners. Usagi, Arisu, and Takumi.
Mm-hmm.
When they end up waking up after the bus like flips over and all the things, they see that the bus was the end goal and that they should have just stayed at 0 distance the entire time. Like they were already there. So
They
the distance
sat
that they were running was telling them how far away they were from the goal.
They could have just sat there because their things initially said 0.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they would have just been cool there.
And then we find out that Takumi is just telling them, you know, maybe I'll see you guys again. So that's the end of him in this entire season because we never see him again. But he goes his own way. And then Arisu tells Usagi that he's determined to get to the beach because he believes that they can put an end to this game.
Yeah.
Which they find out about the beach from the tag game.
Yes.
Okay.
That's episode 4.
That's episode 4. All right.
Do you need a break?
Yeah. Because I already did 4 episodes.
This fandom wiki thing, great.
Yeah.
It like also compares the games from the manga. So you can like switch between manga and Netflix.
That's fun.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's
Somebody
dope.
really spent a lot of time on this.
Yeah. Couldn't me. I don't have time for that shit. Okay. So we're here at episode 5. At this point, Usagi is taking Arisu to learn how to teach him how to hunt. They end up spying on a game where they realize that the players that had survived that game were wearing these like locker keys on their wrists. They follow them, trying to follow them on foot. They're like driving away by car. And they follow them and they end up at a beachfront hotel. And they realize that that is the place called The Beach. They get there, they're kind of like checking it out, spying, and then they get abducted pretty much and brought into the beach.
Really quick,
Yeah.
when they have those little clips of her teaching him how to hunt and all these things, they have this moment where they're in the tent sleeping next to each other. They don't have a moment. Arisu has a moment. He's like, oh, you know, like he doesn't know how to act around girls. So she's
a virgin,
sleeping.
remember?
Yeah. So she's sleeping in her tent and he's like outside and there's all these mosquitoes. And you know, she unzips her tent and she's like, I told you not to sleep outside. Like we can share the tent. It's totally fine. And then they show them inside the tent and he's just like
he's
so awkward. I thought that was so funny. I was like,
cute.
this guy.
So now they found the beach. When they're inside, you know, they come to pretty much their sacks come off, and they meet the leader of the beach, the Hatcher. He tells them that they need to collect all the cards and that one person, once they do, one person can leave back to the real world. This is what the Hatter is assuming will happen, right? So he shows them he opens the door and he shows them like this wall of all drawings of all the cards they need to collect, and the ones that they did collect are all crossed out with a red X. So he's kind of explaining that to them. he pretty much is telling them that they have no choice but to join the beach, or it's death to all traitors. They only have 3 rules on this beach. It was
Rule number 1 is they always wear a swimsuit since you cannot conceal a weapon.
yes,
And it would be determined as safe.
yes,
The second rule is all collected cards must be given to the organization, so they cannot, they can't keep their own cards, excuse me. And then the third one is that the death to all traitors.
yes.
So as they're explaining these rules, they end up receiving the 7 of Hearts card. They take that from Arisu because that was one of the ones that they were missing.
Yeah. So they take pretty much all of Usagi and Arisu's cards to add to their collection. So Usagi and Arisu, they become members of the beach without any choice of their own. And they kind of go to their separate ways to enter 2 different games, I think. Right?
Yeah. He does light bulb and she does bingo at the Match Factory.
Yes. We also see that Chishiya is there. Chishiya is a member of the beach. Arisu ends up entering the light bulb game with one of the executives of the beach named Anne.
And Quina.
Who
is going to be a big player later on.
Yes. Yeah, she's my favorite character.
She's our lovely trans character.
Yes.
Didn't know she was trans at all in the beginning either, until they had to explain it to me. And I was like, oh, shit.
She reminds me of Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's pretty badass. So, yes, we see that Chisha is also there. He enters the game with Anne, meets Kuina, and the guy that he saved, Tata, at the apartment game. So all of them are in this light bulb game. This game is a 4 of diamonds difficulty. They are in pretty much a room full of water and electrical wires. The water will continue to rise. And during that time, they must find the switch that turns on the light bulb. So they have 3 options. They have switch A, switch B, or switch C. If the door, they're in a room and the light bulb room, it's separated by a door, right? So the rules explain that if the door to the light bulb room is open, they can turn on 1 switch. If the door is closed, they can turn on as many as they want. But obviously they can't see if the light is on or not.
And they only get 1 chance to turn a switch with the door open. Like they can't open it, turn one on, close it, flip them, and open it again and do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they explain that if someone is in the light bulb room when the switch is pulled, the door cannot be reopened or something like that. The executive, Anne, is giving Arisu a chance to prove himself. She believes that he has potential, that he can save everyone. So she's kind of having him figure it out on his own. So my notes say Arisu figures out the answer and clears the game, but pretty much how he comes across it is that he turns on one of the switches for a really, really long time.
With the door closed.
With the door closed. And then when the door, I guess, reopens, he has someone reach in and touches it. Or he has Kuina go in and touch it.
To see if it's warm.
Yes, to see if it's hot.
He does the switch first with it closed, then they open it, and then he flips the second switch. He flips switch B.
Yeah.
To see if it turns on, and then he has her go touch the thing. Because if it wasn't hot, then it would have been C.
Yeah. So he kind of
and not Chota. Tata's over here like, we have a 50% chance.
Yeah.
And then she's like, actually, it's a 33% chance. And he was like, what?
So anyway, Arisu figures it out.
And the water's like this close.
Literally about to touch. Somebody did die in that too, because they're like,
there's always somebody.
Yeah. So he figures it out. Back at beach headquarters, Usagi and Arisu kind of meet up again after their game. They're relieved that they both survived their respective games. So they're sitting around the pool, and then they meet. We come across Aguni again from the apartment complex. So he's walking through. He's like with his posse. They're kind of like aggressive and menacing looking. They have all these weapons, and we find out they're kind of like the militant corps of the beach. So they kind of keep everybody in line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Hatter's like the ringleader, and then Aguni is like his forces, almost like enforcement.
Right. It's like the Hatter is the president, and Aguni is like his general.
Yeah. His eagle eye.
Yes.
Whatever you call it.
Yes.
Hatter makes he mentions this when they are first describing what the beach is.
Yeah.
And he thinks that, he tells them, he's like, we have to be in a different country. He was like, because, we've all been given visas. Like, he's trying to make sense of what this world is.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh? I was like, I mean, I get it, but no.
Yeah.
Right. That's why he thinks there's a way to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just trying to make it make sense, even though there really isn't a way to make it make sense.
Right. So Aguni approaches Arisu and Usagi sitting together, and Aguni asks Arisu, oh, what happened to your friend? And obviously, he was like, oh, he died. So he knows that Karube is dead now. He looks at Usagi, and I guess he wants to take her.
Mm-hmm.
But Arisu, tries to stop him, and his Aguni's lackey, Niragi.
Fucking Niragi.
I hate that guy.
He's trying to take Usagi. Arisu stops him, and Aguni tells Niragi to break his legs, pretty much. The Hatter comes in to intervene in the situation and tells Aguni to keep his hands off the newcomers.
Mm-hmm.
So, number one, I think he sees potential in Arisu and his ability to obtain cards, because they have the 7 of Hearts cards. He thinks he's valuable. Mm-hmm. So anyways, the Hatter comes in to stop him, and he's like, who's your boss? Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm your boss.
Which is funny because I compared everything kind of to Alice in Wonderland, obviously, the characters. Mm-hmm. And in Alice in Wonderland, the Hatter is also, he's a good character and has good intentions, but he's just crazy and loony about how he does everything.
Right. At that point, the Hatter calls for an executive meeting, and he tells Arisu to come too. It was at this point that Anne had, told the Hatter that Arisu has potential. So they want to make him an executive. The Hatter himself decides he's going to participate in the next game. I think his visa's going to expire or something like that. And tells the other executives, including Aguni, that they are in charge while he's gone. This is significant because this entire time there's kind of some sort of rising tension and or possible resistance from the militant corps and the executives. So there's a little bit of tension there on if the militant corps are going to take over. Mm-hmm. And then the Hatter pretty much, while he's making out with 2 women, has a conversation with Arisu and tells him that he used to be the owner of a host club. That's all that I got.
Yep. Basically, he owned the beach prior to the beach.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. His host club was called The Beach, I guess. So yeah, he just kind of transferred everything over.
Yep.
And that was the end of episode 5.
I will be honest, I didn't really like the beach episodes. That's where I was like, snooze fest. But I mean, there's a lot of information in it, so it's important.
Yeah.
I liked the characters that joined during the beach, obviously.
Yeah, me too.
But this first episode about the beach, I was like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like I'm watching a whole different show now.
Which is great that you had all that extensive information, because I stopped at Arisu winning them the game of the light bulb. That's where my notes stopped. Because I was like, yo.
Also, because in the light bulb episode 2, Anne said that the answer to that at the same time as Arisu. Mm-hmm. So she
knew.
She already knew the answer to it.
I think she knew how to figure it out. So then when Arisu was going through,
she realized
what the answer was, because she already knew how to figure it out. But she was giving Arisu the chance to prove himself.
Right.
Yeah. And we know too that
I really like Anne as a character too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have, out of the organization, there's 4 of them.
Executives?
Executives, excuse me. So you have Matter, you have Anne, you have
that one lady.
The she ends up becoming the Queen of Hearts lady.
I think her name Mira. It's like it starts with the M. Hold on.
It might be Mina.
Mina or Mira.
Mira.
Yeah.
Mira.
Not Mira.
Mira.
And then we have
Aguni.
the King of Diamonds.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Kuzuri.
Got you.
I wrote it in my season 2 notes, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Kuzuryu. Kuzuryu?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Maybe.
those two are the executives really, but we only get much of Anne and what's his face? And Hatter for at least season 1.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the executives, and obviously then you kind of have Aguni, who is the head of the militant corps. So he's kind of in on the meetings as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's also like we'll talk more about him later, but there's also like in Aguni's militant corps, there's like a guy, like a samurai guy with like a bunch of tattoos on his
this
face. And he's
hell?
bald. And he's kind of
Walks
creepy.
weird.
Yeah. But there's that guy as well.
He got some issues. He had
There's
a lot of
also because they're going to be important in the next few episodes. There's 2 friends.
Momoka.
Yes. I forget the friends.
And
name.
I don't remember the other name.
But they are pretty significant characters at the beach.
Specifically.
Yeah. So there's just so many characters.
Nope.
So we have the executives, we have Aguni, we have Naragi, and the samurai guy. And then we have main player-wise, they're all players, but player-wise, Shishia, Kuina, obviously Usagi, Arisu, the best friends, Tata.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, really, of that side.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the beach.
Yes. Yes.
And it's Momoko and Asahi.
Asahi. Yeah.
Asahi. Acai bowl.
Asahi. Momoka is the one. Well, we'll talk about it. Anyway. Okay. Episode 6. So, in episode 6, Arisu is going around talking to beach people to try to collect information. He ends up stumbling across 3 guys with guns around a dumpster, and when he checks it out, he finds multiple dead bodies in the dumpster. So he realizes something weird is going on here. Chishia and Kuina, who we figure out they've known each other. They've been kind of like working together.
They're basically Arisu Usagi without the love interest.
The love interest.
Like
part.
they're tied to the hip.
They're just each other's like side person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The person they can trust the most, pretty much. So Chishia and Kuina end up approaching Arisu with the intention of forming some sort of group that will pretty much benefit all of them. Chishia tells him he's planning on stealing the cards and leaving the beach before the militant group takes over, since it's pretty much inevitable that that's going to happen. At the same time, we see the executive Anne is kind of picking around dead bodies' brains for microchips. So she's trying to figure out, like, also, how the lasers are coming down, like what their purpose of being here is. So we know she's like some sort of scientist person, which we find out she's like a forensic person. She was a forensic person. So we see her doing that. Arisu and Chishia get summoned to the executive room to find the Hatter dead on the table. So
he has a gunshot wound in his chest.
Yes. Anne is in the room. She looks at the gun wound to his chest. It's at this time that Naragi proposes a vote for a new leader and suggests Aguni. Initially, no one. They're trying to do a democratic vote, and initially no one votes for him to be the new leader. However, through threat and force, he uses
Samurai's little fucking sword.
Yep. He uses Samurai Guy to instill fear and coerce the executives to vote for Aguni to be the next leader. So Aguni is the next leader of the beach. It's at this time that we get a flashback to when Chishia and Kuina were trying to recruit Arisu into their team. That Chishia explains that there is this black envelope, essentially, which has the code to a safe where all the cards are kept. The black envelope is to be opened in front of other executives only when there is a new king, and only the king sees the code. Then the code is resealed in a new envelope with the, I guess there's like a ring and they seal it with that. It says boss on it.
Which is 8055?
22.
Right. Sorry. I couldn't do it backwards. That's the code.
Yes. Yeah. Chishia proposes that Arisu will break into the suite and get the cards. That's pretty much what his plan was. Niragi and Aguni are making the new leader announcement in front of all of the people. So pretty much in the lobby of this hotel, they're like, Aguni's your new king. And everyone's like, what the fuck? What happened? You know, they explain that the Hatter is dead, that they're pretty much telling him he didn't make it out of his game. It's during this time that Arisu is infiltrating the suite of the king. He opens like the wardrobe and finds like the little, you know, like in a standard hotel room, you have like a little safe box. So he finds that. And Chishia tells him the code. However, when Arisu enters it, it doesn't work and an alarm goes off. He is then found breaking into the safe by Aguni and Niragi. So they come in, they see Arisu trying to steal the cards. We find out that there's no cards in there. And it appears that Chishia betrayed them, but he's really looking to see where Aguni's attention is going, to see if he can find out where the actual cards are being held. And Aguni's looking at this picture of a deer. Arisu is brought as a hostage and is tied up in a room to pretty much wait while his visa expires. So he's not to be let out. He's just going to die in there. Chishia goes to find the real safe, which is behind the painting of the deer, and he ends up getting the cards.
Like the smart little elf he is.
Which we end up finding out that the code, because it shows, you know how Chishia is always like explaining his methods, so they always show different clips. We see that the card that has a code is that deer picture. Yeah.
So inside the card is the drawing of the deer. The code is on the outside of the envelope, which is the boss backwards, which is 8022.
Yeah.
Yes. So he enters the code, he gets the cards. It is at this point that Niragi is taking Usagi to a room and is pretty much trying to sexually assault her.
Licking her body.
Yeah, I was like, ugh, the fuck?
She's sweaty. Oh my God.
She ends up biting his tongue. I was like, yeah, that's right. Fight back. Chishia and Kuina with the cards are trying to now leave the beach. But just as they are approaching the exit, lasers are now popping up surrounding the entire building. A game is now starting to include all 58 people of the beach, and the difficulty is 10 of hearts.
Which this entire time they were trying to find that arena. They could not find. That was the last card that they needed.
Yes.
And this was prior to him getting killed.
Yeah. Yes.
Or excuse me, dying. And then they're like, where the fuck is the 10 of hearts?
Yeah, we can't find where it is. And it was at the beach this entire time. So this stops Niragi from whatever the fuck he's doing. People are entering the game, are going to the lobby to enter the game. And they find one girl, which I think is Momoka, right? And she's stabbed she's found lying dead with a knife in her chest in the corridor. And the rules of the game are to find the murderer, the witch, and burn them in the fire of judgment. And then at this point, that Arisu is still tied up. So he's unable to join the game right now.
So we're at game 5, the witch hunt.
Yes. And that's the end of episode 6. So the game begins at episode 7. Everyone's taking, the phones to enter the game or whatever.
Which technically, when the game announcer had started and said everyone has to grab a phone to play, Arisu couldn't. So I was like, can they not start they can't start the game without him, technically.
Well,
Nope, a goof.
A plot
One
hole to
goof.
me.
well, he's there, I guess. But the game begins, and pretty much Naragi, being the instigator he is just like, we're gonna fucking start shooting everybody. And
To hopefully figure out who the witch is. 'Cause
Right.
They have no idea who the witch is. Nobody's coming forward. No one
Right.
really even understands what's going on. So they're just like, fuck it. Process
start
of
burning
elimination.
people.
Just start
Just
killing
have
people.
Burning everybody.
Obviously the militia are the only ones with guns. So no one else at the beach has guns. All they can really do is run and hide. Usagi takes the extra phone intended for Arisu. Chishia and Kuina are hiding out in the security room, just kind of watching what's happening. Naragi is on a killing spree like the fucking crazy psycho he is. And then the samurai guy with the tattoos starts setting the building on fire to start letting everybody out. So it's you're either going to die by fire or you're going to run into a militia person and get gunned down.
Mm-hmm.
Kuina ends up finding Anne rummaging around. Anne is looking for a way to find fingerprints on the murder weapon so she can deduce who the witch is. This is when we find out she used to be in forensics, so she has all of those skills. They encounter the samurai guy, and Kuina tells Anne to go while she stays back to fight him. We get a flashback to Naragi's past. He was severely bullied in the past. Chishia approaches him on the roof where Naragi is snipering people. So Naragi's on the roof, just anyone he sees outside, he's like, pew. Kuina is fighting the samurai guy. She used to train in martial arts with her father at the dojo. We find out that she's trans, so from male to female. Her father didn't really accept her, so she ended up leaving the dojo and just kind of going her own way.
Her birth given name was Hikari.
Yes.
And her father ends up throwing a huge fit when he catches Hikari playing with makeup. And he's just like, get out.
Yeah. So we find out that Queen is good at fighting because she has a history of martial arts. Okay. Chishia thinks it's an executive who's the witch, so I think that's the deduction he makes. He's talking to Naragi on the building. He successfully burns Naragi as he falls off from the building. So Chishia kind of did like a makeshift
flamethrower
thingy. So he ends up burning Naragi, and Naragi's like, off the building.
And like a cockroach.
Still alive. Fucking Jack Barlowed it. We get a flashback to Samurai Guy's past. He was pretty much a hermit, writing blogs that no one read about life. He thinks being in the games makes him feel alive, so he likes being in the Borderlands.
He got all his tattoos in the Borderlands.
He was like...
He used to have a whole head of hair after he won his first game.
He just cut it all off.
Yep.
He found a tattoo artist just sitting in a tunnel, and he was like, just give me anything that's not acceptable in the real world. Just tattoo whatever you want on me.
He walks like the Slender Man.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's at this point that Arisu is still, he's still tied up in the room with tape on his face. He ends up falling over in a last, ditch effort in his will to live. He starts rubbing his face on the floor and ends up taking the tape off. He starts calling for help. Usagi, Tata, some other guy are like all trying to look for him. So they're running around the hotel trying to find him. Usagi ends up hearing him and manages to free him. Kuina is at the same time continuing her fight with the samurai guy. She's barefoot over broken glass with her eyes closed. She's
fucking
like
boss bitch in this guy.
Yeah, she wins. She knocks him unconscious. We get an Aguni flashback as well. I guess him and the Hatter knew each other. They were friends. Aguni ends up becoming a member of the Yakuza. And the Hatter, he was previously a host club owner turned into a Hatter. So like he sold hats for a living. He took over like his grandfather's business or something like that. We get that flashback. Arisu, who is now free, is trying to deduce who the witch could be. He was like, if I was the game master, who would I want the witch to be?
We also find out Quina has a flashback of her mom in the hospital.
Yeah.
And she is trying to make her way back there to see her. Like that's her purpose of trying to get through the games.
Yeah. Is to get back to her mother.
Because her mom accepted her.
Yeah, because in the flashback when she gets kicked out, the mom looks sad, but it doesn't show if she's like also disappointed in her for being trans. But then in the hospital.
Yeah, she comes in because her mom's in the hospital as her new transformed self, and her mom tells her that she's beautiful. She finally understands that her mother is accepting of her. And that's after that flashback, that's where she defeats the samurai guy. Because again, it's just her, that's her purpose. Like she wants to go back to her
She wants to go on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Arisu is trying to deduce who the witch could be.
With context clues.
Yes. And he's pretty much putting together that the death of the Hatter and Momoka, the girl who was found in the corridor, they're not a coincidence, but they need to be related somehow. Anne figures out who the witch is via fingerprints on the knife, but we don't know that yet. She gets knocked unconscious by some militia person. And then the end of episode 7 is just Arisu says he knows who the witch is.
Bitch.
The witch. And then we go on to episode 8.
Yep.
In episode 8, it starts off with Arisu approaching Aguni and the remaining survivors in the lobby. He says he knows who the witch is. Aguni tries to tell everyone that he himself is the witch, but Arisu says it's not Aguni. Flashback, Aguni... he doesn't... It's at this point that Arisu doesn't know that Aguni killed the Hatter. She doesn't... Yes. He suspects that Aguni killed the Hatter. Yes. So then we get a flashback of Aguni following the Hatter to his game. Aguni tells the Hatter that he's done with the beach. He no longer wants to be a part of it. But remember, rule number 3 is death to all traitors. So the Hatter pulls a gun on Aguni, and in self-defense, Aguni shoots him, even though the gun was empty. So the gun was not loaded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hatter's gun.
Hatter's gun was not loaded.
He wanted control, and he's basically at a point where he wouldn't stop at anything until he got the full control.
Right.
Of everybody.
Until he got what he wanted.
Yeah.
So Aguni ends up shooting the Hatter in self-defense, killing him. Arisu tells everyone that the witch is Momoka herself, so the dead girl. She stabbed herself, and the game master is trying to take advantage of that so that people keep killing each other, is what he's explaining to everybody. Aguni keeps trying to say that he's the witch to get someone to pretty much kill him. Like, Aguni is done. He killed his friend.
Yeah.
And now he's like, I don't have a
I don't
purpose
have a
anymore.
purpose.
Yeah.
Somebody kill me, please. The girl who is the friend of Momoka, Asahi, she comes out into the open and she's like, I'm the game dealer. And a big laser comes down and kills her through the head. Yep. Anne comes in and says the knife was a reverse grip, so the witch stabbed herself all along, so confirming that Momoka was a witch herself this entire time. During this revelation, Naragi, like a cockroach he is not dead. He comes back and starts shooting everyone. Arisu and Usagi try to stop him, and as they are about to be shot, Aguni comes in and starts running towards him, even though he's getting hit with bullets, and he pretty much grabs Naragi and just flings him down the stairs into the fire.
Yeah, he just
takes him with him.
Takes him with him because he thought he was sacrificing himself too.
Yeah.
Supposedly. Everybody supposedly died.
Yes. So Agni sacrifices himself and tackles Naragi into the fire. The pretty much remaining survivors take the dead witch, Momoka, and throw her into the fire of judgment, and the game is cleared. While everyone's outside of the beach watching it burn down, we see Chishiya inside grabbing the Ten of Hearts card. Mm-hmm. Arisu and Usagi are now at a different location, like by the water. They're watching the video of the... To preface, the Momoka and Asahi took videos of their time in the Borderlands. So they're like filming on the phone of where they're going and like what they're doing. They watch the video and it shows them entering an underground to a room where there are a bunch of monitors and people monitoring the games and clapping and laughing at the people playing them. So they're like, oh, we need to go there. So Arisu and Usagi follow the path the girls took underground to find the Game Master room. But in the Game Master room, everyone is dead in there.
Mm-hmm. And they run into Chishiya and Quina.
They do. The reason why Chishiya and Quina found themselves there is back to when Chishiya found the paper on the dead horse person. It was a map of the underground.
How he
figured that out?
How the fuck he read that? Wild.
Don't know.
Squiggles.
Yeah. So while they're there, while the four of them are there, there is a broadcast message. And we see Mira, who was one of the executives at the beach. She has like the hime cut. She's congratulating the surviving players. She announces that as a present for surviving, there will be new games for them to complete.
Where they can all see and play together.
Yes.
And these are now going to be the face cards because they were only dealing with number cards.
Yes. So the four of them go above ground to the Shibuya Street. They see a giant aircraft holding a King of Spades sign. And then as we zoom out of the city, we see that there are a bunch of aircrafts holding different face card signs around the city, around the country. Mm-hmm. And that is the end of season 1.
That is the end of season 1.
And we only end with those 4.
Yep.
So right now we think they're the only 4 survivors. That's what we think.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a question. Would you guys rather be a dealer or a player? So would you rather be... Because like when they were doing the flashback of like Momoka...
Yeah.
And how they were kind of like riddled with guilt of being responsible for so many people dying, but they were still a part of the games. Would you rather be a dealer or a player?
I think I'd rather be a player.
Same. Yeah. I don't think I'd want to carry that burden with me about the games.
Because, regardless, you're still a player.
Right.
Yeah.
And so...
But instead you're responsible for killing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you have extra responsibilities on top of being a player. I don't want that.
And I think you have a disadvantage. Like, think of the tag game.
Yeah.
You have a disadvantage. You have your seeker. There's 3 seekers amongst, 20 people, 13 people, whatever. Yeah. Like, you're the one with the advantage of having a gun and things like that, but they all ended up losing anyways.
Right. So some questions here. Do you think you would have survived the first few games?
All right, so I'm going to name the games really quick. Dead or Alive, Tag, Hide and Seek, Distance, and Witch Hunt. Those were the 5 games in this season.
Dead or Alive, no, because unless Arisu
was there with me
and telling me the layout of the building, no.
unless I won by luck.
Literally, 50-50 shot.
I would have never figured that out. Tag...
It depends.
that was like a working together thing. So
yeah,
if everybody else was willing to work together, sure. Hide and seek is literally just if your teammates are willing to sacrifice themselves, you will win.
Yeah,
you have to be smart to understand the twist of the game, though.
Yeah,
because it wasn't displayed like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like that would be kind of an easy one, but then it'd be like, oh, we're supposed to hide from the wolf, and then you fucking die.
Yeah.
Maybe Distance, because I feel like they didn't... If they had like observed their starting point from the start, they probably could have figured it out.
Right.
But they just were like, we got to start running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Distance...
Maybe.
What I took from this is be observant.
Yeah,
1,000.
literally.
Be
Look at
Arisu.
look around first
Yeah.
before you're like, let's start sprinting.
I think I'm pretty observant, so I think I could survive that one.
Witch hunt, they didn't give anybody a chance to think about it.
Yeah. I mean, witch hunt is really like, can you run away from a gun and are you lucky if anyone comes after you? Right? So.
Well, if they hadn't started shooting everyone, then they could have maybe sat a beat and been like, let's figure it out.
Let's
They were
think
just
about
at
it
the
for a
wrong
moment.
place, the wrong
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So
They were playing with the wrong players.
majority of the games, it's a no.
Yeah. Which game seemed the hardest to outwit?
Hide and seek.
The psychological game?
Yeah.
The hearts. Because there wasn't, and that too was the only game where all the other ones had a clear answer where most everyone could live.
Yeah.
Hide and seek did not have that. It was
Right.
literally just one person is going to win. Not everyone can get out.
Right. And
that's most of almost all the Hearts games.
yeah.
It's no matter what, like not everybody's coming out alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because there's pretty much, they hint at there's pretty much always a clue to figure out a way for everyone to be saved. But we don't really know what that is in the Hearts games. Like, it's hard to figure that out. Which game did you find the most interesting this season specifically?
I think the hide and seek one for me. Because it just shows it's more than a game. Like all the heart cards is gonna be it dives deep into the psychological point of it. So it really shows people's true characters.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think in general, I find, obviously because it's physical, I find the spade games the most exciting. But like as far as most interesting, it's typically the heart ones that are like, oh shit, like what's going to happen? Like what is the real purpose of this game? That makes it the most interesting and entertaining.
Yeah.
So obviously we've watched all the seasons. So before watching the rest, what theories did you have about who was behind the games during season 1?
I thought it was I thought it was Mira, right? At the very end, I'm like, okay, well, she's in this game center thing, and you only see her screen time like twice.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't see the other guy either, but I felt like it was her. Like she was running something because now she's like, oh, now we have face cards and this and that. So I didn't really know that. That was my theory. Like I really thought that she was going to be the end boss.
Yeah. Like the final game master boss person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was the one masterminding everything.
What did you guys think the Borderlands was?
I thought it was like a either a simulation or like a psychological thing. Like both of in season 2, both of the things that Mira brought in her lies when she was explaining it, I was like, that was what I thought it was.
Okay.
For both of them.
Yeah.
Or what it could have been, what I kind of thought it could have been. Not as detailed, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a simulation.
Yeah. Like an experiment
Yeah.
of sorts.
I don't know. I was like, this is giving me, it wasn't giving me Hunger Game vibes, but I just thought this was a new world.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like it is what it is after season 1.
Yeah. Did the concept of the fact that face cards equal difficulty level feel clever or predictable?
I thought it was clever. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I liked that they used the different what are they called? The club?
The suits?
Suits, yes. The different suits to indicate like a category for them.
Yeah.
Because that's like the only hint that they get.
I like that too.
Yeah, and if you think about it too, actual face cards, it is predictable that that's going to be the hardest level. If you think of any card game, they add up to the most points.
Yeah.
Now, an ace is the only one that's different.
I guess they counted that as one.
They count that as one,
Right.
but some
It can be either or.
it can be either or.
Yeah.
So in this one, I'm like, well, it's not a face card.
Wait, what was Ace? Was there Ace games?
We don't see any.
We don't see any, but it's not a face card.
But I guess Ace is the lowest level difficulty. Are aces even in the game?
I don't even know.
I don't know
don't
if
think
it
there
is.
was one.
Yeah.
Does the manga have it?
But yeah, I feel like the suits was very clever. And then determining the difficulty level, for the numbers. But just, yeah, with playing cards in general, like blackjack, poker, Texas Hold'em, all those, like, you know that the face cards are worth more.
Mm-hmm.
So that, for me, that was predictable.
Yeah.
That I was like, we didn't see any face cards. They never even talked about face cards in the entire game.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, they're making a season 2. Yeah, it's going to be face cards. So I expected season 2 to be fucking wild, which it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In its own way. Yeah.
In its own way, where it was like, I don't know if anybody's surviving this shit.
Which we'll talk about in the
impossible.
next episode about season 2, but definitely the difficulty level went up like tenfold.
Yeah.
I wasn't surviving shit in season 2.
Yeah.
If you were forced into a Borderland game, what type of game, hearts, clubs, diamonds, or spades, would you hope for?
So going through them again, spades is physical, clubs is a team battle, diamonds is wits, and hearts is psychological. I think I would hope for spades and clubs. Only because diamonds... if it's a solo one, I don't think I have the wits for that because those were fucking hard. If it's a team wits, sure, but that's a luck of the draw.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just put myself through the physical aspect of it.
Yeah, I think I would hope for clubs team game. I think your
Stronger.
chance of survival is the strongest.
And most of the clubs games, they could basically make it all out if they think about it together.
Yeah, if no one turns on each other and they all put their certain skills to use, then I think the probability of you surviving is the highest and the least stressful usually. At least you have people there with you to fight with you. Yeah.
Technically, the distance one was a teamwork game, but I feel like that could have been a diamonds game almost.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, just had to think about it. Nobody had to go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite? Who's your favorite character season 1? Least favorite character season 1?
Naragi is my least favorite character in season 1. Same. Motherfucker can die. Kuina is my favorite character throughout this entire series.
Mine is Chishia.
Mine is both, actually, but I do love Chishia.
He's
so
cool.
adorable.
Yeah.
Naragi, least favorite. Second least favorite, Shibuki. She was
just terrible.
Terrible. And then I would put Samurai above her for me if I had to pick a top 3.
Top 3 least favorite characters? Yeah. I didn't like Aguni in the beginning.
I like him in season 2.
Yeah, me
Obviously.
too. But in season 1, I don't like him.
Yeah.
But Naragi is hands down the worst person.
Yeah.
In this entire series, pretty much.
Creepy, racist.
Dude.
Not racist. Rapist.
Rapist.
Yeah. So yeah. I
think that's it.
That was it.
That's it for season 1.
Just under 2 hours.
Woo!
So let us know what you thought in the comments. If you liked the series, if you didn't, if you've read the manga, comparing it, do you like the manga better in comparison to the Netflix production of it? Who's your favorite character? Who's your least favorite character? Would you survive in the Borderlands? Let us know what you think. Please like, subscribe. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Fictionally Unstable Pod.
Until then, embrace the instability.
Yeah, see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.